What's up, everybody? I figured I'd post a lot of videos of me playing, but I don't post a lot of videos about the gear that I'm playing through. So I thought I'd take a quick moment and do a quick sort of overdrive shootout gear demo kind of thing for everybody, in case maybe you're wondering about an overdrive pedal that you might want to introduce into your rig to fatten up your metal tone or your rhythm tone. So I'm going to do a quick demo of 4 different pedals, playing through my 40th anniversary LTD MH. This has a Seymour Duncan Pearly Gates in the neck and a Seymour Duncan Pegasus in the bridge. Both of these are coil tappable, but they'll be in humbucker mode the entire time, and it'll be in the bridge position the entire time as well. And that's going through a Mesa Boogie triple rectifier 2-channel right there, and into a Mesa Boogie 412 cabinet that's loaded with the vintage 30s from Celestion. So the 4 pedals that I'm going to show you are ones that I've had on my board for a long time. I kind of switch between them all. Honestly, they all do a good job. I've switched between them based on how much compression I want, low end, and some have a little bit more of a mid-high range frequency. So the first thing I'm going to play is just straight through the amp without any of the pedals on, and then I'll go through the pedals as we go. But the pedals we'll be playing with today are the J-Rocket Audio The Dude, which is basically a Dumble clone, the J-Rocket Archer Icon, which is the gold clone, if you want, whatever. The Earthquaker Devices Palisades, which is technically a TS-808 circuit with a whole bunch of parameters. And then last but not least, just an old school Ibanez Tube Screamer. These are all going to be set to 12 o'clock, so they're not set to any particular settings that I like. I just put them right down the middle so that you could get a feel of what they sound like in that position. So everything is set to 12 o'clock. There's no special settings or anything going on. So here's the tone with just the amp, no overdrive pedals engaged at all. And then this is the Dude. It's a lovely click. And this is the Archer. Notice with the Archer there's a tiny bit more compression. It's a little bit tighter. I use that one the most, to be completely honest with you. This is the Palisades in the gain A stage. Gain B is not engaged and the boost is not engaged, and everything is at 12 o'clock. Cool. And then this is the TS9, the Ibanez Tube Screamer. So you notice there's a little bit of subtle differences between all of them. I think the biggest difference between those 4 is definitely between the Archer and the other 3. The amount of compression that's in that one just really tightens everything up, and like I said, that's the one that I use the most. The Dude is going to be a little bit more open. There's a lot more gain in that particular pedal, especially going through my Mesa. The Palisades I actually use more as just a traditional overdrive when I play blues and stuff like that, but as you heard, it works great for metal as well. The Ibanez Tube Screamer, kind of a no-brainer. I see this on so many people's boards, some sort of incarnation of it, whether it be the hand-wired 808 or the traditional TS9. The one I have is not a Maxon or anything old. It's actually I just got it like a year ago. So it's brand new, there's no mods to it and any of these pedals or anything. Just straight into the amp through the Mesa Boogie 412 cabinet with vintage 30s, and then into the iPad speaker. So there's no mixing or anything done to this, it's just straight up. I'll go through them one more time just so you guys can hear them. Okay, so this would be the Dude. Actually, I'll do it without any of them. So this is just through the amp. No overdrive pedal. So you can see I have the gain sort of set at about, it's at about 2 o'clock. So I actually keep that a little bit lower through the amp and then use the overdrives a little bit more to bump that up a little bit. So you can see it's not as fat or as saturated as you'd normally be playing it, but that's because I run these overdrives with it. So that's just without any overdrives. This is the Dude. So as you can see, the Dude has quite a bit of saturation as far as the gain stage goes. This is the Archer. You can hear that compression in there. It's a little tighter than the Dude. And the Earthquaker Devices Palisades. Now, I'd like to say that, you know, as I said before, that is a Tube Screamer clone. So that's modeled after a hand-wired TS808, I believe. Tons of other parameters, though. You can actually turn a buffer on and off. There's a bright and normal switch, which is nice. If you have a darker sounding guitar, actually like mine, it's not turned on now, but it's really good to kind of brighten things up a little bit if you have a really dark sounding amp or dark sounding pickups or something like that. And this is the Tube Screamer TS9. That classic Ibanez Tube Screamer saturation, a little bit of mid-range. I think that it's got kind of kicks in a little bit. I'd like to add that the mids are completely scooped out of my Mesa Boogie. There are no mids. It's completely all the way down. So that adds a little bit of it in there, and that's where you get a little bit of that crispness from, I would say. So that's just a quick demo for you guys. Like it, share it. I don't give a fuck. Whatever you want to do. This is for my own pleasure. If you don't like it, don't write anything bad in the comments, because I just don't care. Thanks.